thinking forward, obviously to jumping into cross country, but thinking very much that connection, getting that consistency on the flat first. So getting down the rein from the leg into the contact, and having a horse that will take the contact confidently, will go nicely, because a horse that will take that will be much better cross country at the end of the day, much better over a fence, because he's more more amenable. I was to say, you don't see Michael Young's horses arguing between jumps, do you? They are down the rein, they're on the job, they're straight, and that's what we're trying to achieve. So what I want to do is to work on initially that connection outside. Again, work through the paces, trot, canter, half halt, bit of outside bend and things, and then we'll come in here and we'll put things into a bit more of a restricted area, work on differences between circles and corners, straight lines and leg yielding, and just see how you go on that. But we'll just watch you now do a little bit of how she's going, connecting her up, and then we'll put her together in the arena as well. So that's good, just get a nice connection in the walk first. Sometimes that's the hardest pace to achieve it at, but it's very important to do that to kind of see where you are in the process. Good, so just keep her to begin with a little bit round and down, a bit solid into the contact. Even if she's a little bit deep to begin with, that's okay. I don't mind them being a little bit deep in training sometimes, just to get that consistency and to get that confidence. Yeah, good. So you got the feeling that she's nicely over her top, stretching down onto the bit. And as I said earlier on, if to get the connection, you've got to find the outline that suits you and your horse. But overall, I like quite a low, round outline to start with, to get that consistency and to get that, solidness. Okay, trot on. Let's see some trot when you're ready. Okay, that's nice, but just gradually ask her to be a little bit rounder and a little bit more genuine through her outline. She's a little bit correct and perfect at the moment. I want to see her a little bit rounder and a little bit more through her whole body and down onto the rein. So you can ask her to bend a little bit left, a bit right, make her a bit more malleable. Good. No, don't be frightened to ask. Make a bend around the inside leg a bit more. Make a bend around the outside leg. Think of her being more pliable. Okay, just come back to walk for a second. You know, she's very nice, she's very correct, she's very exact. Yeah, it's all great. But I want her to be a little bit more, you know, make her bend a bit more. You know, so a bit more pliable. Yeah, because she's a bit of, you know, she goes nicely, but she's just a bit of a plank. The give and bend, and, you know, but I think, you know, just got to just kind of a bit of a pull and you can do it. Because otherwise she's not going to develop. She'll go in a very exact way to a level, but she's not going to progress in her strength and her suppleness because you're not asking her to bend in her body there. Okay, so you need to kind of bring that nose towards your toe, bring the other nostril towards your other toe, make her more pliable. Well, both ways, but just, you know, I want to see something happen. At the moment, nothing's happening. Okay, well, at the moment, it's very nice, very exact, but it's not very dynamic. Yeah, it won't be easy to begin with, it's quite hard work, but don't be frightened of asking. Even more, come on. Well done, just so we see a little bit more bend and give in those neck muscles, a bit more stretching, but don't be frightened of asking. Might not go right, but ask. Good. That's a bit more. Okay, the same the other way. And you could ask for even more. Think of getting her nostril to your boot. Yes. Okay, then sometimes slow her down, sometimes move her on, sometimes bend, sometimes straight. Good. That's a bit better. Good. Okay, let's have the same in canter. Yeah, that was a nice transition. Well done. And the same again. Left bend, right bend, straight line, circle. Just so that you've not always got her bent. Sometimes bender, sometimes straight. Good. Yeah, that's better. Good. Okay, other way. You come the other way when you're ready. Yeah, change the rein when you're ready. Good. That's good. Softness to the inside, inside leg on, into the outside rein. Good. Okay, you can bring her back to walk. So I think that's something that you can go on working on. I think you could ask her to be a bit more dynamic. Very straight and very solid and lovely outline, but she's not very supple and she's not... You need to ask her to be a bit more dynamic, be a bit braver with, you know, and bending and coming and going. It's all a bit neat and tidy at the moment. And you know, she's got funny shoes on, and she can slightly feel her front feet sometimes. Yes, okay. Oh, I didn't even notice that. Okay, but it's just what I would just say, that you can be a little bit braver, because she's all very nicely, I say, in her box. And I think you need to make her break out of that box a little bit and become a bit more expressive, and she will score nicely as she is. She's very much doing it correctly, isn't she? But I think if you want to push those eights, you've got to push that bit of bend and a bit of expression. Yeah, and I think that's it's a very common fault, but I think it's slightly, you and her together are a little bit economical, and I think you could just say, look at me, you know, expressive, a little bit more, a bit more bend, a bit more out of the corner, because it's all very much there. Everything I see is very, very correct. So I think you could ask her. I don't want to upset her, but I think you could now start to say, right, let's move it on a gear. So we'll come in here now. What we've been doing is just working a little bit more on movements, so that movements you have at your level. I want you to see you doing some good 20-meter circles that are circles, good corners that are corners, loops, bit of lengthening, bit of cantering, nice transitions, the leg yielding. You doing leg yielding yet? Yeah. And just kind of see how it does there. But just important to put it into an area, but to still work on the quality you have outside. Just because you go in the arena doesn't mean everything dies. So it stays the same, keeps the same lift, same expression. And I want you to go on asking for a little bit more, well, a little bit more from her. I think she's got more in there. And it might be that she's a bit cautious on her feet, but I'm seeing the steps coming, so I think you can ask for it. She's able to give it. So come in here now. Yeah, and just be prepared to ask for that bend now. Be prepared to ask for a little bit more expression. And if it goes a bit wrong, today's a good day to go a bit wrong. You could do the odd quarter pirouette just to kind of sit on her hind quarters a little bit, as they come around, yeah, from the outside leg. Very nice. Doesn't have to be a half pirouette. I think sometimes the quarter pirouette's a very good training aid. Keeps the momentum, keeps the activity. But that's a nice brave walk. And it looks to be nice and secure. It looks nice together and confident. Well done. And bend to the right, push to the left. Good. Okay, on into trot when you're ready. Okay, that's all right. Just think about what you're doing now. Nice circles. Think of no more grey areas. And keep the expression through the bend into the outside rein, off the inside leg. And the inside leg is creating that lift and that suppleness. And the outside rein is dictating the route and having the connection. Yeah, go on, be brave. A little bit more little bit more bend, a little bit more expression. And again there you're kind of trotting half off the track, half on the track. I'm not quite sure what you're doing. Could be you're doing a 19-meter circle. Yeah, bend, through, soft. And sometimes, with this nice trot, you could just vary it by putting in a bit of a half halt, bit of a medium, few expression, bit more expression to the stride. Yeah, good. Change the rein, work the other way as well. Go on, more bend, outside contact, inside asking. Don't come round those corners quite so straight. But that was nice and straight down there, that's good. Put in some half halts, think of walk and then change your mind. Bend, outside rein. Look where you're going. Look up and around your circle, good. Then we can have some leg yielding. Good, bend to the left more. Then half halt, whoa. Look where you're going, good. Softness, bend, expression. Got to work on her expression. So half halt, opposite A, whoa, and then go. Yeah, good. The whoa could be more definite. And the whoa wants to be expressive but not quick. Just wants to be a good reaction forwards. Yeah, and then whoa, whoa, whoa. I've not seen you whoa yet. Okay, that's better. And then go. Yes, good. And then whoa. Okay. Good, bend. And then we'll have whoa, followed by a go, followed by a whoa. Good, and then whoa. And when you whoa, I want you to really think of walking and then changing your mind. It's that much. At the moment, you just kind of touch on it rather half-heartedly. Yes, okay, good. Yes. Okay, give her a walk for a moment and then we'll have some more canter. Bend. Forward, through, not hurried but through, relaxed, yes, there. Okay, and then just give her the rein away for a moment, nice and relaxed. So I think this kind of work will help develop her. It might not be very easy at the moment, it might not be very flashy, but she's got to start to develop a few more gears, more expression, and I think that will come. It's all there. I just don't think you ask. Yeah, that's a good walk. Okay, so from that walk, pick her up. Don't change the quality of the walk, but just change the outline and the connection of the horse. And then we'll go on to trot and canter each way. And the same again. I want to see some good differences in that canter. I want to see expression. Think of all those words: expression, dimension, bravery. Yeah, good. Yeah, big and bold, and then short and energetic. Keep her soft and bending around the inside leg. Hold the outside rein. Ask with the inside rein. Inside leg on. Good. And when you bring her back in the canter, keep the life to the canter. Don't let it die and become very creepy crawly. Keep it short, but keep the expression. Whoa. Hold the outside rein. Work on the bend. Softness. A little bit more weight in the outside shoulder, a bit more bend to the inside. Good. Okay, don't go on too long on one circle, it becomes a bit boring. Now, and sometimes you could take a little half halt with your seat and your rein, and you could touch her a tiny bit with a stick to make her be energized. That's what the stick's there for, to create something that isn't otherwise there. We'll see her go the other way. Bend. You know, sometimes to achieve more bend, you just got to pull the reins. Good. Okay, now bend. Come to me with the right shoulder. Bend around the circle. Yes. Good. Well done. And give her a pat. She thinks you've gone slightly mad. And then slow down again. Prepare and canter when you're ready. Good. Nice transition. That's a good canter. Right, so coming and going. Good. When you move her on into a bigger canter, keep the suppleness, keep the softness to the inside. When you bring her back, you could maybe half halt and then touch her with the stick to energize the back end. But very much not a punishment, it's just a question. And don't be scared of when you slow her down, to slow her down properly. Yes, you see, she'll change because she's not used to doing that. So slow her down again and keep your outside leg on, inside leg soft. Good, good. You know, while she's learning, if she puts her quarters in a little bit, I wouldn't mind. But that would be a good way of not letting her change leads behind. Bend, forward, softness, and then collecting the energy. Use the whole arena. Good. Shoulder 4. And then work on the bend. Good. Rob, pull her nose around. Yes. Yes. Good. Well done. Okay. Could bring her back to trot. And the same again, you know, in the trot you could just ask for a little bit more bend than normal. So you bringing that nose towards your inside toe. Good. Well done. Slow down, move on. Good. I think, you know, when you're doing this new stuff with her, it's very, very important that you reward her so that she knows it's all relaxing and fine. Because to begin with, she just does look a little bit concerned. That's good. Nice bit of bend, softness. Allow with the hand. Good. And then straight. Good. Yes, good. Nice turn. Look where you're going. Softness to the inside. A little bit more roundness. Well done. Good. Okay, then half halt. Whoa. Look where you're going. Softness to the right. Soften the rein. Ask for the bend. Yeah, lovely. Good angle. Just in training again, you can work on a bit more inside softness. Okay, now let her just stretch down a bit, stay and trot, and see if she will go a bit softer and lower. Very good. Very good. Bit more bend, bit more softness. If she's tanking on, you could just slow her down, half halt with the outside rein. Whoa. Yeah, put her back together. There, and then allow down. Good. Whoa. Whoa, and then allow. Good, well she's very willing. She's a nice mare, isn't she? Good, give her a walk. But I think, you know, I do think it is there. I think it's not easy for her, but I think she will give. But I think you don't ask, and I think now you could ask a bit more because it's ready. Very good. Any questions?
No.
Are you jumping later?
Yes.
Very. Oh, good.
So it's just constant battle of staying relaxed and also asking. So you kind of hit the nail on the head.
Okay.
So I do tend to not ask because I'm worried she's going to get tense.
Well, I think that can certainly be introduced now into your training. Maybe at a competition you want to keep it quite easy for a while, but I think she's now ready. You know, she is a bit of a tense horse in her own way. She's very tough now, but that's not work. That's, you know, when you hear her trotting round, she's panting, and some horses don't do that. So you're right, you've got to kind of get that expression, but without tenseness. It's still got to become, you know, quite easy, and to begin with it will be very strange for her and not easy, and therefore it's not relaxing. But I think you just can ask a bit more bend, a bit more suppleness, a bit more dimension, because it's all very nice and it's ready to move on.
Thank you.
Very good. Very good. Has anybody here got any questions? You're all bored to death.
No. Thinking hard.
Yeah, it's just a way of making people have blocks down their arms, and the biggest block is when you hold the rein correctly. Whereas when you hold the rein wrong way up, it just softens that whole give, and the weight of the hand is more like that. Whereas if you hold the rein like that, the rein's a bit more forward and back, not just down. And I think it just helps different horses take a different feel down the rein, and they're all different and they all like different ways, but that is something that I do, and it's also a very good, it's a good discipline for the rider, because when you hold the rein like that you can't put the elbows out, so it keeps you straight and correct. Okay, very good. Have a nice lunch.
Johnson, one of the writers, 3-star. We just picked her up as a cousin. Yeah, she did. We love her.
Yeah, she'll be 2 in February.
Yeah. No, when he wants to do something, right. He doesn't want to do it.
Well, my thought is talk to the guy at a company.
You know where you're coming from.
He's the best fitter in the
In those blue barrels, he has red barrels that he jumps in.
Yeah, Carrie won't go with it. No, that was one of the things. Okay. So we just had that talk this morning about how I'm like, no, you're great. Don't worry about it.
So are you going to be filming much at Global Machines? Because you'll see us. Justin has a booth.
Yeah, we have a booth right down in the grass area. One thing is have some of those
and they had to drop.
I couldn't do the morning.
I've had him for 4 years now,
Okay.
and I've brought him from our novice level up through last year we did his racing to start.
So he's halfway there.
Yeah, he's sort of there.
Very good.
Strained, a little strain earlier this year, so he hasn't won as much this year. But he has gone around a couple more trials this fall. We're still just trying to work on the rideability. The biggest thing for me, I ride a lot of younger green horses too. Now that I've been out of that level for a while, getting back to
Yeah, you're probably feeling a bit rusty. Yeah. Yeah.
You almost got it, Daisy. His teeth were with me.
Yeah, I think those things need practice. You know, if you're not doing it, why would you? And I think you need to get on and put yourself in that gear a few times to get back into that groove. You know, yeah.
I guess could be hesitant out this year. A little peaky jumping into water lately.
Yes.
But not necessarily bank, just not good bank.
Okay. And do your horses know this place here? Have you all been here before? No.
He's here once.
Once.
He's been here once.
Okay. Great. You can show us the way then. So what I thought we'd do, we'll go over the other side of the road and start over with those fences there. But you know, the important thing for me, the most important thing with a horse, whether he's young, whether he's old, is that he is thinking for himself. Okay, so you want a horse that is on the job, but is not just waiting for you to tell him what to do. You're riding him, you're putting him on a line, but things do go wrong, and they do have to help you out. Any horse, unless you're Michael Young, you do make mistakes, and the horse has got to help you out of a situation. And I think that we therefore need to teach our horses from early on to sometimes judge it, get it right, think about what they're doing, think on their feet, be a little bit handy. So if you're always riding your novice horse perfectly and your intermediate horse perfectly, then you get to 3-star level and suddenly something goes wrong. The horse will go, what? That doesn't happen. Whereas, you know, sometimes at novice and 1-2-star level, you do make mistakes, and the horse has got to be looking and be quick on his feet. So I think just schooling like this is really important, to just teach the horses to look where they're going, even over smaller jumps. Maybe they're a little bit easier, but teach that horse that the stride isn't always right. Sometimes your line's not always right, your pace isn't always right, and then he's learning about dealing with situations that might come along. And that's what very much cross-country schooling is for. It's for confidence, but it's also for sharpening up for that reactivity. So I'm a big believer in doing a little bit of jumping from trot over some of the smaller fences. Certainly just jumping earlier, I always do make myself start in trot. None of us like jumping in trot because everything goes wrong in trot, doesn't it? You stop and fall off, and it always happens in trot. So make yourself do trot, make yourself be reactive to those situations, and get yourself to sharpen up a bit. And I think that's what these opportunities are for making the most of just becoming a little bit more, a bit wiser, and teaching your horse to sort himself out. So here you've got all the bits you've got in are all for cross country normally, or just for schooling, or just for today. Yeah.
I don't really know him that well, but I sometimes go a little bit more, like a little bit of it. When he's in a rut, but I'm just so happy.
Yeah.
So not much. He's not strong.
But that's fine for a day like today anyway. Yeah.
This is just for schooling. We haven't really found the right cross-country fit for shows yet. We've been hopping around.
Yeah, but I think, you know, I ride all my young horses in the same bit. They've got to get on with the bit that I like, which is an egg but snaffle with cheeks, and that's what they have to go in. If I'm putting them in tricky bits when they're novices, then I think the problems you run into later are far exaggerated. But I think you're right, just get on with a nice normal bit. You know, you can stop, start, turn. Why do you need another bit? You know. So very good. I'm not a gag person, as I said. Don't like gag, but if I did have a gag, I would probably make myself ride with 2 reins, because, as always, you set up the first few jumps and they're fresh and full of it, and they don't need a gag. They're responsive and they're listening. And then by the time you've done 3 miles, you've got a horse that's head's a metre lower and it's completely exhausted, and the gag's quite useful. But if you've used that gag over the first part of the course, it's not very useful over the second part, because the horse has already become a bit dead to it. So a chilly morning has a funny bit, but I always have 2 reins on, and I make myself use the top rein only for the first half of the course.
This is usually only the bit that I've used in cross-country with him.
Yeah.
You can have an issue with him kind of just dragging me around.
Yeah.
He doesn't necessarily get low.
But he tanks on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that works for you, but I'm just saying, as a rule,
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to grow to rely on that. Another rein is always a nuisance, but it's a good. So why don't we go over the other side now and just think about getting the horses to be, get a bit of a rhythm going, get them warmed up, get them concentrating, and then we can start with some jumping. You've all had a bit of a warm up already. Okay, so don't wear them out. Just show me how they are, and then we'll see how we go. But I think we'll cross over the road. Sorry,
Cut.
you're all in place. I'm not sure where you're going to watch from.
Stand up here by the truck.
Yeah, good idea.
Gather round, gather round. The closer you are to us, the better. Then we won't have your head.
Okay. Yeah, they all looking good. What I thought we'd do is start off with the jumps in this area here. There's quite a nice selection of not very big jumps for a good start over. We've got the 3 that are flagged. I think we're allowed to jump those. The 3 on the right that aren't. On our left we've got the ditch. You've got some palisades if you'd like. You've got the orange and the green palisade that's not too big. What I'd like you to do is to start off, jump 2 or 3 in trot, whatever you like. It doesn't have to be very big. And then I'd like you to pop a couple together in canter. You come over the ditch, and again the ditch I'd like to see you jump in trot first, because I'd like to see the horse look and then jump. Once the horse is cantering, he hardly will look at a ditch because it's kind of in his canter stride. But you could do that. And you could I think, between the 4 of you, you could sort of mix in, carry on together, just keep out of each other's way a bit. There's enough space and there's enough time. You can always turn a circle, nothing's too urgent. But you've got a bit of a selection there to show me how you're going. Just to get the horse judging where he's putting his feet, and let you relax in your position so that you're very still over the horse but also supple and soft. And then we can put a few together in canter just to let them know what they're doing and let them relax. You happy with that? Any questions, any worries? Nope.
Unless they're putting several jumps together.
Good. So you just need to let them know, yeah, now they're here for some jumping, for some cross country. Just think about what they're doing. Okay, you come back to walk when you think you've done enough. Okay, you can stop when you're happy. Okay, good start, all fine. You're all happy with that? I'm pleased with what I've been seeing. I liked the variety. I liked just seeing how the horses were quite relaxed and quite on the job. Nice from the trot, and equally good from canter, not hurrying too much. It's very nicely. So that was all good. I think, when you're country schooling, very important what your plan is. How much do you want to do? It's very easy when you get to a place like this, is you get a bit carried away as a rider. You suddenly want to jump everything, and you've got to understand that you just can't. So make a plan. Think of, warm up. What do I want to jump in trot? What do I want to jump in canter? Have I given a school over a corner? Good. Now I'll put 2 or 3 fences together and get a bit of a rhythm up. So very much have a plan, and do your best to stick to it if you can. I don't know all the jumps here, but what I want to do now is just to put a few together in canter. We're not going to establish what I call a real cross-country rhythm. We're only schooling today. We're quite cold-blooded. There's no real need. So again, be thinking about rhythm, but be thinking that it's too slow, but just forward but slow. And I thought what we could do, we could have a little look. I wondered if there's something we could jump the roll top behind us here by those flags. I think there's a ditch there as well. We could then go on and jump the logs. We could then turn right. I think we can jump those logs backwards. Actually, they're the right way, coming this way. And then carry on down, perhaps, and jump the corner here. I'll put 4 fences together nicely. By all means, go and have a little look we'll come have a little look and see. We might go and jump the log pile to the ditch. It'd be quite a good school. And then put the others all together. But be thinking, very much straight, very much rhythmical, and the horse really thinking about where his feet are. You've got the little corner there on the left. You might be jumping it the wrong way, but I think it's fairly straightforward if you just come very much to the middle of the fence. It's not that difficult. I'll come back so you can hear me.
We can hear you.
Why don't we add one more to start, just to get warmed up? Why don't we start over the table-y fence there, whatever it is, house, table, barn, and then circle right and jump 15 and 14 backwards. Little roll top, 2 strides down to the ditch.
Out of range.
You all happy? Peace.
Stay with the gray. Makes for good video. It's like a
Keep
movie.
nice and relaxed. Hands in front of you. Sorry. Sorry, these are too big or too small? So you want to jump the smaller ones? Yeah? I don't mind at all. Oh. And it's important when you're schooling like this, earlier, if the stride's not quite right, it doesn't. The horse has got to judge, got to think on his feet and jump some fences from being and some fences being a little bit further off. Okay, who's going next?
Stay on the gray. Stay on the gray. gray. Stay on the gray. Stay on the gray. Chestnut. Chestnut. Heads up, Jenny. This will be easy every time. It'll go just like that. Okay.
Well done. Keep him nice and straight. That was very good. Nice rhythm. Nice balance. All very comfortable. That's good. Keep it nice and straight.
Nice and tight. Zoom in. Stay with it all the way. Stay with it all the way. Stay with it. Stay with it. Stay with it. Stay with it. Stay there. Stay there. Stay there. Now the bay. Got it.
Yeah, well done. Again, that was very nice. Good rhythm. Look where she was going well, was thinking nicely. Just sometimes she was just a little bit disorganized and disunited in her canter. And I think sometimes now, when she is a bit disunited, you just give her a good friendly kick and say, come on, get on the right leg.
You zoom tight.
Because she's rather happy to be disunited for quite a long time. What? Don't move the body forward.
Stay with it. Stay with it the whole way and over. Stay with her. Just stay on her. Stay on her.
Okay, all good.
Stay on her. Okay. Chestnut with the blue vest.
Okay, well done. Just important to keep your leg on, keep the horse going forward without throwing the body. Body nice and still above the horse, leg on, getting the horse to go. This one's doing her own thing a bit.
Stay on her and let her bring you back to the crowd. Stay with her.
Go from there. Don't turn around. Go on. Go on, give him a smack and make him go. Doesn't need a run up. Leg.
Stay with her.
Well done. Go around and do it again quickly. That was just a good excuse. Okay. Right, where should we go now? Is there anything down there, or should we go up into the wood there? We'll do the water last, I thought.
Real tricaners by the
Okay, great.
Okay.
Okay, perfect.
All right, cut.
I like your sound. I love that little thing.
It's a great little thing.
What about that?
I normally have something that
Jump
jumps
ball,
less
yes?
doors than that.
Yes.
It's a type of generator.
Which, what, that to there? Okay,
When I'm in the way, just keep moving.
yeah,
Can you get over the
that's alright. Well, why don't we start coming in over the house, quite small, and then curve around what do you reckon? Curve around to your left here and jump the two hedges on the way out.
That one can't be jumped that way.
Oh,
They're inwards.
oh, it's coming inwards. I thought it was both ways.
That one.
Okay. Well, why don't we then do is turning from here to there quite mean? No. Why don't you do that? Why don't you go out over the house, come back in over the hedge from here, and I think from here we'll go left to the two bigger fences out, going out. And then what I'd like you to do is come round to the left and come back in over the two roll tops, curving maybe to the last skinny roll top there,
just follow and zoom in when
going
you come
out,
Get them tight.
and then you can then go and jump your hedge last.
They disappear.
And what's that? Where is your? I can't see your hedge. There? Yeah. So you go out and jump that. And what else takes your fancy?
Make sure you know where your feet are.
I think that's all quite a good
Keep coming.
little course. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then if you'd like to go around to the left, you can go around to the left and jump the big hedge we came past the other side of the trees there. I think that would fit. Or you could jump out over the skinny and do a U-turn and come back in here and then jump that skinny on its own. It's got no wings, but it's fine. And you could jump the hedge and then come through here back to the skinny if you like. We'll get out of your way.
And I know this is quite a mixed group, so if nobody wants to do that, we can do a
Don't
smaller version.
don't give them an option. They're fine. I don't know where she's going. Oh, just like that. Fine. Not too tight. Ah, good. Okay, just like that. Who's next?
I mean, that easy.
Come on.
Okay.
Yeah, well done. We like that. Look where you're going.
Yeah, Brian loved it. So.
Very good. Keep her straight. Well done. Keep that right leg on. Very good. Yeah, that was very nice. Good. Good job. Nice rhythm. Once or twice she wasn't quite straight, but she was pretty good. Very good turn. Yep. Okay, she went through there on 5. It's been working well on 4 as well, so either.
Nice and centered, slow movements. Smooth.
Yeah, very good. Well done. That was very nice. Right, we'll make up your own course if you'd like, but that course is working fine. Good. That was very nice. Good rhythm. Good balance. You're probably a little bit hooky between those 2 roll tops. But it rode fine on the 5, but it's been riding well on 4. Yeah, keep them straight. Is that all you're doing? Okay. It's all good. I mean, it's fine. Just keep him straight. Don't let him always skive out to the left. But he's got a nice jump in there, hasn't he? Why don't you go and jump a few more things? I think you should go round and jump the house out and then jump the 2 hedges in. It's on a nice 5 strides, just get on with it.
The first one's a novice job, promise. It's everywhere.
Don't think about what level they're at.
No, I tried it. Decided you should do novice job.
Okay. Good.
Good boy.
Okay, is there anything down there worth it, or should we just go out here and jump the corner and angles? Yeah, I think there's quite a few things out there, and then we can jump around the angles and then come down to the... There's plenty to do at the water, isn't there? Well done, very good.
Throw me in the camera out. Pretty nice camera, huh? Can you get all this? Because they're going to just all come down here. Can you get over the truck?
You could jump this, couldn't you?
Okay. Are you level? Mm-hmm. Okay. We're going to stay right where we are.
You might have to move everyone away from the corner.
Come on over to the truck.
Well, I think a couple might.
Keep filming. Get the crowd.
Um,
Get Richard. Just have fun with it when it's times like this. When he
I
starts
think you could jump that. And you can jump that. See how you go. So what we might do here is start off, let's start off backwards over the hedge, then we'll come ditch, roll top corner, then we'll come round the left, and then we'll have a look at those logs there and maybe do an angle down through the
Richard.
logs. Is there a way through there?
Can you guys move, please?
Getting cold.
Thank you.
Can't quite see.
Perfect. Thank you. Stay on him. That's zoom in tight. If people's heads are in the way, speak up to me.
Okay. Curve round the last log, and the little one. And I don't know, that's a bank. So we could go down, come round and come back up over the step. But I think that would work. Have a look at your corner. The turn from the roll top to the corner could be a bit tight. Should be fine for you. Sorry. Too close.
Almost got him trained.
What I like about him is even though he's dark, he's still got a lovely, quiet, cool thing. He doesn't always come with him.
Stay with her on the drill. Zoom in tight. Stay with her. Stay with her. Till I give you another one.
That was great. Very good. Just like that again.
Stay horse. Turn right.
Just think about your turn to that corner.
Re-level it.
Yeah, very nice. Nice rhythm, nice balance.
Is it level? Let's go.
Nah, he was fine.
It's tricky on the truck. I have to get us over that.
Yeah. He's not worried at all.
Keep them in frame. Nice and smooth. Very smooth. Try to get back over smooth. In the middle. It's okay. In the middle. It's okay.
Well, it's not big, but there's a step after that.
There's a house.
It's a little house.
Yeah.
And a step. The horse is then get it to step.
Stay on there.
Okay, who's going next?
Chestnut in front of you.
Yeah, it does look bigger than it is actually. Cutting the-
Get back on again. Come up the hill.
It's not.
Nice and tight. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Zoom, zoom.
It's very small. Just go around and jump the bank on its own. On the far side. Should be fine. Then you could always do a circle around and jump the house the next time.
Okay, chestnut with black.
So I wouldn't be worrying about that.
Okay.
Just ride it as it's a normal fence as you wanted to clear it. Okay? It's no different to any old upright.
It's 2'6".
Stay with it.
Keep saying that. 2'6".
Alright, what happened then?
Stay on your chestnut.
Yeah. Oh well, that was just good school because you made a meal of that. We weren't really expecting that. It didn't look. Yeah. Oh, that would have been good for him to have done.
Nice and smooth. Be ready for your steps. Nice and smooth.
turn too early. Get your left leg on. Make it happen.
It's all right. Stay with her. It's okay. It's okay. Don't worry about it. Take a deep breath.
Sorry, I didn't think you were jumping this.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, just come around and get a turn to it. Don't aim too far to the left, but just keep the rein the whole way to the fence. Don't just let the rein go and let him run out.
Stay with her.
Hold that right rein. Get your left leg on. Yeah, well done. Give her a pat. Come round again. Come on. Hold the right rein. Left leg.
That's a good. That's pretty fast.
Well done. Okay, carry on.
That's right. Serve and speed. Lots of deep breaths. In tight. Good.
That easy.
Okay, well done. You were worried about the bank, so why didn't you jump the bank on its own? Why did you jump the house first?
Because it has a set 2 strides.
Yeah, but you did 3 anyway.
I know. But I thought 2 strides so I can land and then just stick to my 2.
Okay.
I don't have to worry about a distance because it's me worrying about the distance.
Okay.
And messes it up over the bank.
Obviously not.
Yeah.
Because the distance could be all wrong and she still jumps it fine. So don't worry about that. Nothing else. She looked pretty relaxed about it.
Okay.
Okay, so don't worry. Okay, give her a walk. What are you going to do?
I think I was gonna do just the first 2 of the turning questions,
Yes?
and then go around and come up the bank.
Okay.
Maybe go.
Why can't you do the last one of the turning questions? It's not very big.
Okay.
I think you should. Just be looking your way through, keeping your eye up, and riding on a line.
Oh, thank you.
You didn't even try and turn.
Zoom, zoom. Stay with there no matter what.
He's amazing. I've heard of one. You can't screw him up. This guy's a big show jumping.
Okay, well done. Just go back down around that corner and do that in canter. Don't let him flop into trot.
Nice and smooth. How's the light looking? Is it getting dark?
Okay, good. Very good.
Keep filming, but hang on tight. Don't let that table fall on the camera. Can you, okay, just can you kind of lean on it, or this just can't fall. You can turn the camera around. You can. Yeah, that's a girl. Thank you, sweetheart. Good. Hold on tight. Don't worry about filming. I mean, film, but don't worry about it. We have to get there. I'll try to go a little slower, but he's not going to wait on me.
Let me get your feet wet first. Okay.
Are you level? Good. Good. You rock. You just totally rock.
Okay, come on here for a second. This is a very good schooling water, this, so we can have a bit of fun. What I want you to do first and foremost is to just establish a very good canter through the water. We all tend to go into water and get strung out and long and accelerate. What I want you to do is keep a very collected, bouncy canter through water. Okay? So first and foremost, we'll do that. And I think from right to left, we'll go the whole length of the water in that canter. Okay? See what you've got. Then what we'll do is we'll turn around, we'll come back through the water and out over C, Buckeye. So you've got a jump there to think about. Then what I'd like you to do is to come round the left rein, two of you anyway, and jump the log in on its own. And I think, don't jump anything out for the moment anyway. What I would then like you to do is to carry on round to the left, and then we'll jump the log down to the house into the water, and we'll go through the water. And I think if you keep a bit close in here, you could jump that skinny on the way out, and I'll put the flags on it just for a second anyway, to give you a hand. How does that grab you? Happy? Not happy? But I like to get, you'll need to come off there please, Sorry. You can always come and stand in the middle here if you like. I'd like you to get that good canter, good rhythm in the water. So you've got it consistent all the way. And if you don't want to do all that, you can make up your own course, but don't be wimps. Yeah, that's good. No longer than that.
Okay.
Keep it bouncy, keep it short. Yeah, it's a nice rhythm. Doesn't need to be any more forward than that. That's plenty forward enough. So now, bouncy and short. Could turn left, doesn't matter. Steady. Okay.
Bay horse, I'm just coming to look at your light.
Just before you stop, I want you to jump the log into water with another 50% collection. That was far too free. If it had been a bigger drop and deeper water, he would have pecked over. So balanced, collected, short.
Don't look at the numbers. That was wrong of him to teach you that so early. He was just trying to...
Energy's good, keep the energy, but just don't have so much speed.
Gray horse.
Okay, well done, good. I know he'd done it once already, but that was much safer to watch. Good. Leg on. Okay, do that again. You're a bit wet. Get your leg on and get on with it. Just the last line. Use a bit more leg then if you're going to jump into the water. Jump in properly. Make him get on with it. Go on, give him a kick. Go on. And the last line. Yep, get on with it. Hold the reins and give him a kick. Leg, 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 leg. Yeah, well done. No. We can do it later. That'll do for now. Let him just reflect on that.
Chestnut and black.
But that was much better, but you don't get 2 goes on the day. Yeah, well done. Keep the leg on. Give her a kick and make her change legs. Good. Well done. Leg on. Leg on. Yeah, well done. Okay, well done. Yeah, good effort. That was nice. That was good.
Other chestnut.
Yeah. Oh, she's learning. She's got to get a bit more organised jumping into the water, but that was really it. The rest was nice, and important to keep nice canter as you're going. Steady. Leg on. He gave you lots of warning then. Where's your left leg? Use your left leg. Good. So that, shorten the canter through the water more. It's too long and lopey. Okay, well done, very good. He's happy with that, isn't he?
Just keep it a wide shot, okay? Wide shot on everybody, so everybody's in it.
What do you reckon? Put on that, do you think? Yeah. Can you remember your course? Can I have one more, please? That'd be perfect. This is initially just for you to finish up on, I think, because he seemed very happy, but I thought what you could do with him would be to canter through the water and out over this, and then come around and jump the log that'll drop in and then turn to the corner on the way out. You can walk your line because you don't want to come too far down, but I think there is a line to the corner from there. And what else? Anything else you'd like to do? Okay. Let's get him so he jumps in nice and definitely, because the second time was fine. The first time was a bit babyish. Yeah, just keep them together and bouncy. It's a good practice because they all tend to get to water and go, and they need to know, stay together, stay short. It's just one of those, one of those things, and particularly as you, like a Rolex, you got a long way through the water, you don't want them to get elongated. So you want to keep in that box because cantering in water is a bit harder. I don't know whether you want to do the corner, you probably don't. Okay. Yeah, I think he probably needs a bit of a smack from you. Get on with it. A bit more definite, because he's a bit, I mean, he's going, but he's just a bit... Okay. They go through stages.
Light looking good.
Yeah, super, good. That's lovely. It's just worth remembering that. He's not brilliant at that. Yeah. Well, yeah, it's a bit more commitment, but that is where I think he's a little bit grey. He's not definite. For an older boy, he should be jumping in there like a Cavaletti. And he's definitely looking to me like if that was another couple of foot drop, he'd be going, whoa, to find his balance. He's not definite. But that's, that's good to know. That's why you're schooling. But that was great. Well done. Okay, what do the rest of you want to do? Very much up to you what you think is left to jump. There's nothing that I think is necessary. They've all done pretty much enough. You could like to jump the drop straight to that on a little bit of a curve. If you want to jump the corner, I'm quite relaxed as well. But as you know, see how he's jumping into the water first. He's got to be a bit definite. He's a little bit grey. Okay, yeah. You can just give him a little
Bay horse.
working, yeah. Good fences, isn't it? Quite a good. Yes, yes. It's got a bit of everything. Yeah, good canter. Keep the same. Whoa, whoa. Yeah, lovely. Yeah, I think she's expecting him to do it, and I think she needs to make it happen a little bit more, but maybe not used to having to do that with him. Choppy, energetic, punchy. Yeah, good. Well done. It's funny how they all jump into water greenishly, don't they? For horses just don't land organised. Yeah, good. Yeah, I would be happy with that. That's a good note to finish on. I'm not thinking that there's very much more for you to do. Are you happy? Yeah. I mean, I think the only thing we've got left is if anybody wanted to jump the bank onto the road, but I think we've all done enough. Yes, please. Well, on foot. You can all do it on foot. What else would you guys like to do? What's urging you? Are you feeling good? Yeah? Ah, he's finished on a good note, so I mean, you're happy, but while you're here and I'm here, you could do a bit more if you were tempted. What about you? You're happy? You sure? Okay, well that's great. I think you've all done loads, but I don't know quite what else maybe you'd like to do. Should we take those?
Good, just keep it wide.
I think lovely, it's lovely. It's just perfect for, you know. Hi, how you doing? Very good. Yeah, he's fun. He's just a dude, isn't he? How old is he? Oh, is that all? How exciting. Yeah. What's his name? Oh, he's a frog, is he? He's I think you'll have yeah. Alright, well thanks for joining in. Where did this one come from? Oh, there.
Okay, you can cut it. We're done.
Where was this one?
Brought to you by Equestrian Video Productions LLC.